Hi, this is Tom Salemi. We're here at the inaugural Aesthetics Innovation Summit with one of our great co-chairs, Josh Makower. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. Great turnout. Great agenda.
So far, so good.
And a lot of interesting points raised. You had a great conversation with Sandy Peterson from J&J this morning. And then we had Brent Saunders in the afternoon. I thought the 2 points were interesting. Sandy made a point that aesthetics is healthcare. It is something that makes people feel better because of the way they feel about their appearance.
That's right.
And Brent sort of equated it more as being a hybrid, not quite a pharma business, but where do you place the aesthetics industry? Is it a medical industry? Is it a creature unto itself?
Well, look, I mean, at the end of the day, all of our businesses are trying to improve quality of life, and then that's what it's all about.
Sure.
Whether we're improving, 6-minute walk for people who have heart failure, or if you're making someone feel better about themselves. So I think it's certainly in the same vein. There's not too much of a difference.
They're related.
Yes,
they're
absolutely.
close cousins.
Absolutely.
So, but we are within aesthetics seeing a lot of innovative technologies coming together, and that was brought up on stage as well. We're seeing digital, we're seeing medtech, we're seeing microbiome. Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why are we seeing so many, sort of the rise of so many innovative technologies and ideas today?
I mean, some of these technologies have been around and quite well exploited in other fields. So they may be new to this space, but I think what happens is that these technologies, let's take digital for example, has obviously changed our lives as consumers. We buy mostly online. Amazon's a huge entity, etc. And the fact that is actually transforming the medical industry is not a surprise, because it's sort of reaching over. There's the talent pool that is looking now well educated about this new technology and finding ways of applying it. But it's also makes sense. I mean, when you think about the efficiencies that Amazon delivers and has produced for retail, and then you look at healthcare and the inefficiencies there, it makes a ton of sense that try to apply the learnings that digital e-commerce businesses have had to healthcare and really try to get some of the cost out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you see aesthetics we're hearing a lot of interesting patient engagement models, a lot of subscription models. We're talking in healthcare about ways to engage patients. Is there a way for aesthetics to sort of lead the way for healthcare companies?
I mean, so the good news here is that subscription is a decision made by the user, to continuously pay for something, and then also by doing so they're getting buy-in, right? And what we usually have with medical solutions is the problem of compliance. But if people are actually perceiving value and then being reminded that they have the value, sort of like the gym membership, problem, which is that, when you see that bill come in, you're like, damn, I gotta get to the gym. That's right. So I think that there is some value in those models, and I think it could very well transform. The fact that we're utilizing a direct-to-consumer kind of models to drive healthcare is something I really believe in.
And finally, I mean, you're Mr. MedTech. You're seeing a lot of the early stage stuff coming in. What technologies haven't we seen yet that might be on the stage here in 5 years or so? I mean, we talked about digital and microbiome, which we've heard of, but anything really peculiar that you see coming?
I like to think out of the box, and I guess when you think about Botox and the impact that has had on this industry, and then realize that Botox is a neuromodulation, effectively technique, but somewhat linear. I think it'd be sort of cool to think about neuromodulation in this space.
That's a great point.
More broadly.
Yep.
In the way it's impacted all the other spaces that we deal with. So something like that.
That works for me. Yeah, let's bring it on in.
I made that up right now.
You are the best.
Better go file a patent.
Thanks for joining us and for all the work you put in the event.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me.